안녕.
안녕.
다니엘 3일절 알지?
Right, it's coming up.
Independence Movement Day is coming up. So I will take you to the place. 서대문 형무소.
Seodaemun Prison, right?
Yeah, prison, yeah.
Yeah, I actually did some research about this place too. And it does seem like a really important place in Korean history. So I think it's maybe a good idea to go see it for myself and you can show me around.
Study Korean history.
Yeah. All right, so let's get going. Okay, we just got to Seodaemun Prison and we're gonna go inside and look around. So we just got our tickets to come inside Seodaemun Prison and we're just gonna look around. It's kind of crazy place to be in, right? A lot of history here because this place housed a lot of the like Korean liberation people. So it's kind of like a dark place in history. Yeah.
So I'm glad that I can show you our like part of our history, like said history, and I want you to like study our like this history too.
It's a big part, definitely. But yeah, wow, a lot of like horrible things happened here. So.
가자.
Okay, let's go. This is the biggest Korean flag I've ever seen in my life, but I think it's like an appropriate place to put this because it's like reclaiming back their history, you know, and saying that like this is like something that needs to be remembered too. Can you imagine like how happy Koreans were? Koreans must have been so happy when they got their freedom back from Japan. It's a really important part of history. We're walking through the prison cells right now, and in each of the rooms there are profiles of each of the people that were there. Wow, it's so small in here. Can you imagine having to like spend years and years in this small space? Each of these rooms are really small. It's hard to imagine people actually living in such a tiny space. I know him. He murdered the first Japanese prime minister, right?
맞아.
Yeah, I remember reading about him.
So he's hero for the Koreans. Where did you see that?
Just when I was reading about like this whole like independence movement. So yeah.
How do you feel so far? Like look around this area.
It's really sad. Like it's a really sad part of history. But it's also interesting that so many like Koreans like stood up and fought for what they believed in. So like it's interesting. People like sacrifice their lives for Korea.
Also, this place are like all tortures the Japanese used.
Yeah.
Look at these.
It's horrible, right? Yeah, it's like one of the worst like war crimes. It's just unbelievable. I can't believe people had to endure that just because they wanted freedom, you know? It's really sad.
와, 다니엘 손톱 고문도 있었대.
Oh, like honestly, it's horrible. Can't even imagine. Like they put like something under your fingernail. That's so painful. Oh. Even though a lot of the imprisoned patriots were severely tortured, a lot of them lived through it too. But others like died. It's like horrible, but It's just amazing. Like, they went through such a hard time. Like, you can't even imagine it nowadays. Okay, this is one of like the torture kind of ways, and they put you in a room where you can't like stand or like sit down properly. So I'm gonna try it. Oh yeah, it fits. Okay. Let me out. I can't even bend my knees. Oh. Okay, let me out. Let me out. It's so claustrophobic. Like you can't even bend your knees at all. And your head touches, you can't move at all. You're just stuck. It's horrible. Like even for, what, 10 seconds in there? It's horrible. I can't imagine longer than that. Oh, so bad. Look at it. See, you can't sit down. You can't like bend your knees. It's really bad. Oh. Horrible. If you could go back in time and choose to join this movement or not, what would you do?
Of course, I would love to join them because I want to take my country back.
Yeah.
I want to save my country. So probably, yes, but I'm kind of worried that all tortures that I can endure.
I know, it looks horrific. Seriously, but yeah, such a dangerous thing, but so important. Like, look where we are now because of them, right?
If I did that, I'd probably in a jail. 여기.
Yeah, probably. What's where thousands of people were, so no doubt about that.
So I really like respect all these people.
Yeah. Oh, their only crime was like fighting for their country, so horrible. So when you're walking around outside the prison, it looks like really standard like factory buildings or just like well-kept kind of grounds too.
Outside, I cannot imagine.
Yeah, but then when you go inside, it's like horrible living conditions. So it's just so weird, but it's weird being here, definitely. And actually, like, I have kind of like a stomach ache from being here. From the outside, these buildings kind of look like a university, but inside, it's a whole nother story.
사형장, which is execution building.
I like don't want to go in actually. Oh. Kind of scary.
Can you imagine, like on the way to
walking?
walking.
Here?
Yeah.
I can't imagine. No, I really can't. Oh, this tree right here, this poplar tree. It's called the Wailing Poplar because it was planted the same time the execution building was planted, and it was like people on their final journey to the execution were said to have like grabbed the tree and just like cried. So, oof. But it died in 2017. Oh, I read about Yu Kwon-soon also.
Oh yeah.
Really famous.
Every Koreans know.
Yeah. Now, she was imprisoned here and tortured, and she still didn't give up the names of the people like in the movement with her or their locations. So she's like a real hero.
So where did you read about it?
That one I read online about that, about her. Yeah, pretty amazing though. Like even though she went through all of that, she still like kept her beliefs and didn't give up anybody else. She didn't betray anyone. It was pretty amazing. And she died here too. This outdoor area is actually the exercise grounds for the inmates, and it's a really small space, but they did that intentionally so people wouldn't have contact with each other.
어땠어?
like my heart kind of feels heavy right now. Like I actually do feel like I have a stomach ache kind of coming through here and absorbing everything, and it's just kind of like a lot to take in. But I'm really thankful for all the independence movement and the people that were in it, because without that, like there wouldn't be Hangul today that I could learn, or I wouldn't be able to meet you or other Korean cultural things. So we have to like appreciate the people that worked hard, you know? 대한민국 만세! 집에 가자.